We are at our computer screen, and this is the main interface of manuscript submission, sustainable production and consumption, Elsevier journal. And now I'm going to submit a paper. In order to submit a paper, first we have to understand all the authors' guidelines that basically the journal provided for authors. We have to go to the all the details, the abstract, the title, the total number of words for any abstract, some different sections, how you will put the caption, how you will give the main headings. So each and every information is available in the author's guidelines section of each journal. As I have already studied, and this is my fifth paper in this journal, so I have already published 4 articles in sustainable production and consumption. And one of my papers was indexed essential social indicator and high cited paper. And now I'm going to submit another paper, so I can show what documents or what important files do you need in order to submit this process. So I have also created samples files. A link is available in the description, so you can download different templates. For example, how to make a cover letter, how to make the title page, and the conflict of interest statements, and other related documents that we need at the time of submission. So this paper I have already published in sustainable production and consumption. So I can show, first you need a manuscript file, okay, in sustainable production and consumption. The title is the first thing. Then you have to provide the author's information, their names and their affiliations, university names, and then abstract. There should be 4 to 6 keywords after the abstract, introduction, literature part, methods, research methods, results, discussions, and finally the concluding sections of an implication of this part, and then references. Okay, this paper already we have published, so just a sample, so I can so this is the manuscript file. And the most also important thing is we also have to add the page number. So when paper is going to the reviewer, so when they give the comments, it's easy for them to mention on which page number, which line number. And some journals, they have the continuous lining numbering, and some journals we have to add in the manuscript file. But for sustainable production and consumption, there's the auto-generated, so we don't need to add the lines, the continuous different lines number. So where we can find, if in case if you want to, in the layout we have the line number. So just if I will click on the continuous, so we have each page has their line number. So when the paper will go to reviewer, so this easy for them to indicate on page number 1, line number 30, if they want to suggest something, if they want to comment something, if they want us to revise something. So that's why this is important. Okay, this is the manuscript file. You have to prepare manuscript file. Okay, what we need more than this, the most important thing I believe is the cover letter for your submission, because the rate of submission always very high in any journal. So editor-in-chief has not much time enough to go into your paper and read line by line. I believe if your cover letter is very effective and you mention all your contribution and your objectives of your studies, it will be very easy for any editor to look into it, to understand if this paper has some potential, should we send this paper to review process or not. So that's why it's a very important to write a very good cover letter at the time of submission. So I'm going to show as a sample how you can write a good cover letter for your submission. So here we have a cover letter. Okay, first you have to give the date, because this paper was submitted on February 15, 2020. Editor-in-chief, the name of the journal, Sustainable Production and Consumption, and better if you put it here in bracket, elsewhere, the publisher name, Okay, and then subject is the manuscript submission. Dear sir, or you can also add dear sir and madam. Here, we would like to request you to consider the attached manuscript in title. Here, then you have to add the title of your manuscript for publication in your esteemed journal as an original article. Okay, this is just a request about you're going to submit, and you have mentioned the title of your article, and you can, if you want, you can also here you can mention the name of journal, for example, sustainable production and consumption. Okay, so it's up to you, but if you just want to write just journal as a journal as a word and more generic, this is also okay. But sometimes you can also add sustainable production, name of the journal you can specify here. Okay, this paragraph is very important. In this paragraph, we have to first talk about uh, the main objective of your research article. What is the contribution, and what method you use to analyze data? Is there any contribution in the term of your method, and how this study is significant and valuable managerial or practical or theoretical contribution? You can also add some lines here. So, for example, in this case, I mentioned, given its importance, there is a wide range of research and analysis method employed to investigate the relationship between renewable energy, agriculture, and CO2 emission. This study include a limited set of countries for their analysis, and none quantitatively consider the role of including all SAR countries in their analysis. Okay, so here we are basically we are pointing out the gap in the literature. These studies have provided for foundational insights into the literature, yet we cannot uncover a more dynamic understanding of the relationship by considering all the SARC countries simultaneously. Therefore, this study is going to do this, but we use the different method. We use the gray relational analysis and gray topsis, two different methods of the gray system theory we employed. That was also one of our contributions in this paper. So also we gave a proper research motivation and research problem in this paragraph, and you can read. So according to your study, you have to mention all these important points in your cover letter. So when any editor-in-chief will go and try to study your cover letter, so it will easy for editors to take a decision. So yeah, this study is good, this has a potential, and we can send through the review process, because the first stage is difficult, the stage of the desk evaluation. So if your study is good, if you have a really good contribution in your study, if you have quality work, but if you will not mention all these things in your cover letter, so maybe in this case there are some chances that I believe, what I basically experienced in the last 5 to 7 years. So in this case, you have maybe less probability your paper will go into review process. But if you mention all these things, if you have a quality work and everything, so I believe it is a plus point for you. So you have a high probability or high chances your paper will go into review process. That's in my case. I published more than 50 articles. So I learned this thing. So how to write a cover letter. So that basically the significance of this cover letter, or the role of the cover letter, is very, very important behind the success or acceptance of any article. Okay, so this is the first document you have to prepare. Okay. Then the second important document is the title page. Okay, title page should be very good. It should be well structured. First you have to again provide the title of your article, then the name of authors, again name of authors, their affiliations, who's corresponding author, email IDs of all the authors in your article. So for example, in this case, we have the four authors. So we mention all the names of their names, their affiliations, and who is corresponding author, and also their email IDs. Okay, you can also find this the template of this cover letter and the title pin in the description. So simply click on the link. It's already available in the description. You can download and you can edit according to your research article of your area of research. Okay, next is we have, yes, highlights. Many journals they ask at the start, but some journals they ask at the time of when you are going for the proofread or final submission of your paper once it's accepted. So they sometimes they ask at that. But I believe it's important if you submit at the start when you're going to initially submit your article to a journal. So highlights, normally 3 to 6 highlights that reflect basically the main objectives are of contribution of your article. So just 3 to 5 different points and 85 or 86 maximum the characters of your each highlight. And I believe it's important if you submit at the initial stage when you're going first time to submit the paper in article. Okay, you can also find a template if you want. Otherwise, you can design same the way that I designed for my articles. Okay, then we have the very important is the declaration of interest or conflict of interest. So this is the elsewhere format. You can also download, the link is available in the description, and simply you have to check the author declared that they have no known competing financial interest or personal relationship that could have appeared to influence the work reported in this paper. Okay, and the second is if you have any financial interest or personal relationship, then I believe you have to also check this, otherwise leave it empty. And then the name of your name, your designation, and also write you are the corresponding author of this article. So this is very simple format and you have to follow also. Okay, now let's start. I'm going to submit this article. I will show what is the process, and I believe there are many important steps you have to follow when you will go for any submission to any journal of any elsewhere journal. So almost the procedure is same for all the elsewhere journals. This is the standardized process, and but there are some important points that you have to consider when you will go for your submission of your article in any elsewhere journal. So let's start. Okay, we have here our files. There are same 5 files I prepared for submission: manuscript, cover letter, declaration of competing interest, highlights, and title page. So we are here at our main manuscript editorial manager manuscript submissions interface, and I will simply click on the submit new manuscript. Okay, and now yes, this is an important thing here. You have to if you are going to submit a full length article, if you have a review articles, or if you are going to submit article in a special issue, you have to here select the right category for your research. So in this case, we are going to submit a full length article. So I will select the full, but you can also select. Okay, the second thing is the link to ORIC ID. So you can link with your ORIC ID, and either you can also link after submission. So it's not very mandatory at this part. Okay, next, go to proceed to the next step. And the next step is the upload the documents, all the files that we have prepared for the submission. So one by one, we are going to upload. So here we are. Here we have first number one is the manuscript. So I will here drag and drop, simple. Okay. Here is the first one is the manuscript. Here the file is here, manuscript file, and the select item is also the same. Okay, the second important document is the conflict of, sorry, we also missed the first one is the title of the page. Okay, select title of the page, again drag and drop. So title page, we have here title page. Okay, we have done the title page. Then we have the third document we have to upload is the conflict of interest. We have here declaration of competing interest, drag and drop. Okay, and then we have the fourth one is cover letter. Just select cover letter. Cover letter is not mandatory here, but I believe it's important. You have to upload the cover letter. Okay, cover letter, drag and drop. Okay, then what left is the highlights. Okay, go and check, is there any highlights option? Okay, revise, no, supplementary, interactive. Okay, highlights, they will ask once you will go for the second round, when you will go for the submit your revised version after getting the review, or after getting the comments from the reviewers, then you have to submit the highlights. But some journals, they restrict to submit the, but it's okay if you have already prepared. So when you go for the next step, mean the next version of your revised version of your manuscript, so you have to. Otherwise, you can also go into supplementary file could be done. So in case I am going to upload in the supplementary file. Okay, in the supplementary file, normally we upload the any data file or some any supplementary files that are something that is supported documents to your manuscript. But I am uploading the highlights file in the supplementary file section. Okay, so now proceed next. So we have now done all the documents and we uploaded it. Yes, this is the next important category that you have to check. You have to select the right classification of your article. For example, our paper is on supply chain management, and here I am going to select the right category for my article. If you will choose the wrong category, so in this case maybe it will be some delay, or maybe sometime I observed you have a chances of rejection. So better please, here this is a very important point and very tricky, a technical point. You have to select the right category for your article. So our article is on the supply chain, so I'm going to find the supply chain. uh, Here supply chain, here we have the supply chain management. Okay, so I just check the supply chain management and add. Here I will add it and submit. So now my paper will go to the auditors or reviewers who has expertise in the supply chain management field. Okay, proceed. So proceed to next. Okay, here we have the list of, they're asking about the reviewer list, but this is a optional. It's up to you if you want to add any reviewers list or not. It's completely up to you. In this case, we are not going to add any reviewers list because this is optional. So I will click on proceed button, go to the next part. Okay, here we have the funding acknowledgement. You have to add the funding statement in your manuscript. If this study received any financial funding, so you have to mention the name of that funder body or any project number. If you don't have any funding for this article, so you have to mention this manuscript has no funding support for this study. So you have to mention a specific statement before the references part. So it's very important. Okay, yes, all the funding source have been acknowledged. Before completing your submission, please add the novelty of your. Yes, sir. This is very important. Here we have to add a small, we have 20,000 characters limit. So we are going to add the contribution of our main study. Okay, in the cover letter is also available. So we can copy from our cover letter and we can paste here. Okay, we have added the contribution of our study, and the next step is which you can choose. Please choose an editor to handle your manuscript. If you request an editor, the journal office will consider the when assigning your manuscript. So I have checked the editorial board list. Okay, after adding the contributions or novelty of your study, the next part is you have to select the editor, the handling editor. You can assign any handling editor for your research article. So I'm going to choose another one, and then after we would like to help you to further extend the visibility of article, the general social media. If you have co-author your institutions are, so they are asking for any social media related. So this is not, this is optional if you want. Otherwise, you can go to the next step. So let's go to the next step and see what we have to do in the next step. Okay, the next step is the enter comments. Please enter any additional comments you would like to send to the publication office. These comments will not appear directly in your submission. Okay, so if you have any comments, anything you want to here highlight, so you can. So in our case, we have nothing to highlight, so we will go to the next step. The last step is we have to here add our abstract, our keywords. We have to add the details of authors and any fundings requirement, and then we have to check review if everything is okay. Then we will submit. But still, I believe for submission there is a very important point that most of the students doing this mistake. So please don't skip this video. Watch till end. The very important point I will highlight. So sometimes the students that ignore that part, that is one of the reasons their paper got rejected. So at some time there is a delay. The editorial office sometimes send back to the authors because that important point they miss, they ignore. So please don't skip this video. Watch till end. So we are at our last stage. Here we have to mention the title of our article. So, okay, I'm going to add the title of our article. This is the title of our article, and then okay, at this here we have to add our abstract. Okay, so I'm going to copy from my manuscript and will paste here in the abstract section. Okay, the system said abstract is okay. You can see here the green tick, it means there is no problem. So we have here added our abstract part and go next. Okay, this is the keyword section. So we have to maximum, we can add 6 keywords. Okay, copy from your paper article and paste here. Okay, you just simply copy the all 6 keywords or the 5 keywords, whatever, how many keywords in your. So simply you can copy all the keywords and paste here. Next, okay, here we have to add the author's details. My name is already here, so I have to add the details of other authors. So you can see there is a problem. So I have to fix the issue. What is the problem? So I simply click on edit button, and the institution is not available. So Al Akhwan University in Ifran. This is the institution, Morocco, and save this information. You can see now the problem resolved. Now I have to add the other authors. Okay, the last section is the funding information. If your study has received any funds or any funder body sponsored this your study, so you have to here add all the related information. So in our case, we don't have any funding for this or any funding body who sponsored or provide any financial. In our case, we don't have any funding information available, so I will simply check this option. Funding information is not available. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the most important part. That's most of the students they basically ignore this part. So there are two options if you want to publish this article in this journal: subscribed option or open access. So in open access, you have to pay the money after the acceptance of your article. That is the gold open access, about 3,000 US dollar. So in our case, we have no basically funding for this article. So we are going to choose the publish as a subscription article. Okay, but in your case, if you have any funds for to pay the APC article processing charges fee, so you can select the publish as an open access article. So in our case, we have a publish as a subscription article. So save and return. And now we will proceed to the final part. It will build the PDF, and most of the students here they ignore this part. It will take hardly 30 seconds to 1 minute, and once the PDF will be generated, then you have to at least look one time. So is there any problem in your, maybe sometimes at the time of converting from Microsoft Word file to PDF file, sometimes some figures disturbed or some table disturbed, and most of time and in this case, if we will not pay attention to this problem and we will submit the paper, the editorial office will send paper back to the authors to fix this issue. So it will delay in your submission, and you will submit again. It will take more time to reach to editorial office. They will check again, and then they will send to editor. So it may be, in this case, you will waste 1 month. So better you have to make this sure everything is okay. There is no problem after converting your file from Microsoft Word to PDF. Everything is okay, and then go for click the submission button. So here you can view submission. Okay, this file is downloading now. So I will check each if everything is okay. Then I will click on the I accept, and then on the left side panel there is the option approved submission. Okay, I have that file is downloaded now. The file is downloaded now, so I'm going to open and I'm going to check now. Yes, I have checked everything. There is no problem in the submission. Everything is okay. Now I'm going to, on the right side, you can see here we have submission. Just click on approve. They will ask, okay, update my information or proceed without ORIC ID. Here you, at this stage, you can link your ORIC ID, or after even submission, you can also link your ORIC ID. So I will link later. Here I'm going to proceed without ORIC ID. Okay, simply click. Are you sure you want to approve this submission? Okay, yes. Now is submitting. It will take just 5 to 10 seconds. Yes, thank you for approving. The paper is now submitted. Now you can simply click on the main menu, and here you can see the submission being proceed. It means now the paper has been submitted, and then first after this they will assign a manuscript number, then it will go to editor and after evaluation. So then after if you pass the first desk evaluation stage, then paper will be sent to reviewers for review process. I hope you understand this process, and if you will have any comment or anything to suggest, so please leave your comment in the description below. See you in the next video. Have a good day.